Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I'll be running through just my storage, how I store my pads, my cloth pads. I have 5 of these boxes. The pads are separated into both size, so these are liners. These are 9 to 11 inches straight or slightly rounded shapes, and these are 10 inch to 11 inch, 11.5 inch shaped pads, or different types of shaped pads. I also have a box of 9 10-inch extras, so it's all one with like these 9 inches. So and then this is my liners box at the top. So you can see that I have them just in a flat lay. I have tried doing them in an angle, but they kind of don't always sit right because some of them have flared edges. These ones are Sistema made. If you watch my review on Sistema made, you'll see what I mean. So just the ones at the top at the moment, these are scarlet cloth. There's 3 of them. These ones at the top here are Sistema made. There is 6 of them, and these ones here at the top are 7-inch novel red. There's 3 of them. These are all 8-inch ones. And then this is kind of how they're done this way. Sorry for the glare. And so from the bottom is Air & Sweet Sew. Then you've got Go With The Flow. You've got 1 or 2 serged edge ones in there. They're from Homestead Emporium and Bearfly. And then you've got those scarlet cloth ones that I showed you on the top. These ones all here are kitty cat cloth ones, and then the Sistema made ones, so kitty cat cloth and the Sistema made. These ones have probably a few more of my miscellaneous ones. These ones are meteorite pads, handmade by Hetty, Daisy and Bird, Andy made it, and the novel red ones at the top. So this usually sits on top of the stack because I'll use one of these every day. And then they're just stacked up in 5. This is as you can tell, a 10-inch box. This one at the top is handmade by Hetty, and this is Bearfly. So it just shows you how they're kind of structured and set, and that's how they look. Generally what will happen is when I don't have my period, all of these boxes, and then that's the shaped ones. That little mermaid one, I'm just going to move my box out of the way. This little mermaid one is from Venus Pads. This is from Kitty Cat Cloth. So there's quite a few kitty cat cloth in one, and these are mostly Venus Pads and kitty cat cloth because they're the ones that I have the most shaped pads from. And generally what will happen is these all sit in a stack on the corner of, like, just against the wall in my room, and this box sits on top, and because I'll use a liner every day, and then when I have my period, this one kind of goes down to the bottom because I don't use this one as much. If I'm spotting, I will use my 9-inch liners, which is obviously another box, and then during my cycle I will use these boxes and kind of rotate through them as I'm going through my cycle. If you've seen me on Instagram under Rebellious Menstruation, I will actually post the pads that I'm using per day. So for argument's sake, if I have this box here sitting on top, usually what I'll do is I'll pull out whichever pads that I want to wear that day and just have them sitting on top. So when I go off to the bathroom, I'll grab a clean pad, go and change it, and then I'll bring back the soiled one and put it in my bucket. I have a flannel lined bucket. If you've seen my how I wash my cloth pads video, you'll see the bucket lined in the material, in the flannel, and you'll see how I process it from putting it in the bucket. If I'm at home, this is generally how I do it. I do live with 2 unrelated men. However, this is not something that I find embarrassing or shameful. I will just carry this to the bathroom, and then I will carry, the folded over one, soiled one, back to my room and put it in my bin. It's just not a big deal. I don't find it a big deal. They don't find it a big deal. It's just not something that any one of us would consider to be weird or gross or unusual. This happens, you know, every month. So that's generally how I do it when I'm at home. Yeah, so have the boxes sitting there, pull out the 5 that I want, and then 5 or 6 that I want, and then they usually just sit on top, so I can just pick up a clean one as I need to. However, I used to live in a house where I had my own ensuite, and until I moved into this house, I live in a very old post-World War II house, so we only have like the 1 bathroom. But I used to live in a more modern house where I had an ensuite. So what I used to do is these used to sit, you know, these boxes just used to sit as like stacked up as per normal, and in, you know, 5 or 6 boxes stacked up normal. So the 5 boxes of pads and the 1 box of accessories. And that accessories box, I can go through if you want. Just ask me down below in the comments. But has like my wet bags in it and all those type of stuff. So I think I may have gone through in a previous video that I don't tend to use my wet bags at home. I tend to use like the flannel line bucket, but nevertheless, these would usually sit in my closet, in my walk-in closet. And then what I would do is I would actually have something like this that would sit in my bathroom. So instead of the selection sitting on top of my boxes in my room, they would be sitting in this type of carrier. This is a very old carrier that I had. I know it's plastic. It's not. I wouldn't buy it now. I'd buy one made of metal now, because metal is recyclable and plastic's not. However, you know, we make better choices as we go along. However, I'm not going to throw out something that's still functional and still functions. I would either probably give this to somebody else who needed it, or donate to another second-hand store. However, this is what used to sit on top of my bench. And when I had my own private bathroom, essentially, and then that way, whenever I went into the toilet to change, I'd have a selection of, you know, 9, 10, and 11-inch pads, and so it really depended on what I kind of felt like. I could pick out, and these 2 are overnights. I could pick out any one that I wanted to use at the time, you know, and then I would usually have, you know, a wet bag sitting in there, or my bucket lined in flannel, and then I would just put the soiled one in there until I went through my wash routine. So that's how I used to do it with my own private bathroom, but now I have 1 bathroom for in the house. I just kind of leave these pads on top of my box, and then pick a clean one off as I need to change and go to the bathroom. So it's not that different in a routine. However, these are kind of the, you know, 3 different ways that I have stored them and used them. To be quite honest, I've watched lots of these types of YouTube videos as well, and if you're probably watching this, you're probably just kind of like interested to see what's going on. But really, you end up just kind of working something that functions easiest and best for you. So this functioned really easy when I had my own bathroom. This functions really now that I share a bathroom and, you know, use it in my room. All of this functions perfectly fine for me, but you'll end up finding what functions really, really well for you. You can subscribe and follow me here and comment below. You can also email me at rebelliousmenstruation@gmail.com. You can tweet me at rebel_. I'm also on Tumblr and on Instagram as Rebellious Menstruation. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.